Is your income growing, but you're still broke at the end of the month? You might not have an income problem. You might have a spending problem. Last time, the wise man Arcad told us to save at least 10% of everything we earn. But when our hero, Bansir, tries to follow that rule, he comes back defeated, complaining, "But I can't. All my money goes to my living expenses." Does that sound familiar? It's a complaint I hear all the time, and maybe one you've said yourself. Arcad's reply is a timeless piece of financial genius. He says, what each of us calls unnecessary expenses will always grow to match our income, unless we control them. Let that sink in. In other words, you will always find a way to spend every single dollar you make, unless you learn to consciously manage your desires and your spending. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Here's the modern truth of it. You don't necessarily need to make more money right now. You need to spend less than you make. This isn't about depriving yourself of all joy. It's about being the boss of your money. It is about you deciding where your money goes instead of wondering where it all went at the end of the month. Cutting back on unnecessary spending is the single fastest way to fatten your purse and start building real wealth. It's the one thing you can start doing today. So, let's get practical. Here are your actionable steps for this week. First, track every single expense for the next 7 days. Write it all down or use an app, no matter how small. Second, go through that list and label each expense as either a need, something essential for survival like rent and basic groceries, or a want, everything else. Be honest with yourself. Third, choose at least 3 wants from that list that you can pause or cancel right now. Maybe it's a subscription you don't use, daily coffee shop runs, or those late-night online shopping sprees. Finally, redirect the money you were spending on those wants directly into your savings account or use it to pay down debt. Even saving just $5 a day adds up to over $1,800 a year. That is how you take back control. Arcad put it this way, budget thy expenses that thou mayest have coins to pay for thy necessities, for thy enjoyments, and to gratify thy worthwhile desires, without spending more than 9/10 of thy earnings. His translation is beautiful. He's not telling you to live a boring life. He's telling you to create a budget that includes joy and enjoyment, not just survival. But the key is to always make sure you save your portion first, before you spend on anything else. Pay yourself first, then live on the rest. So here is your Babylon Wealth Challenge for this week. Cut at least one unnecessary expense and save that money instead. I want you to comment below and tell me what you're cutting. Is it a streaming service, your daily fancy coffee, or those tempting impulse buys at the checkout counter? Let's hold each other accountable. Remember, your wealth grows not just by earning more, but by spending wisely. In our next episode, we'll dive into Arcad's third cure for a lean purse. Make thy gold multiply. We'll learn how to turn those saved coins into an army of hard-working employees that make money for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.